Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. This bit of footage is when I got my rapid for the first time. That's how I got it, and there it is up on the shooting sticks with the NS50 on top on the hawk scope. I'm at the favourite rat permission. I'm just mooching about, working out where I'm going to stand and shoot. Taking a few shots of the chickens there. You see that red container at the back? It's got some food in on a nice big rat run. And there's all the ducks. That hedgerow is full of rats. Darkness is coming. I can hear the squeaks, so they squabble. I know it's time to get ready and go looking for them. And there I am, looking down the NS50, waiting for a target to appear. You can see movement. It's on the upturned trailer. You hear the ducks squawking in the background. I have a likely candidate here. The click of doom you could hear. And doom is what he got. First blood to the rapid. Bit twangy. But the pellet hit it straight in the head, as intended. That's hardly surprising. I've done the test work with it. I know what it's good for. Last rat one of the night. There he is, laying in the grass. It always pays to go for a wander, and here's that rat run I was telling you about earlier on, where I put the feed container down. This one's having a munch on it. And knock him straight over. You see another one running for cover. And zoom back out again. Look for nosy neighbours. Here's another one. Hastily focus on him to see where he is. Just about make his head out there. He legs it into the bushes. I'm pretty sure he's there somewhere. Have a quick scan about. I think I might see him there. Trying to work out if I can see him. Obviously not. There we are. Wasn't far off. That's better. I can see his head now. And this time I make no mistake. So I'm quite happy with that. Nothing else to see there. There's the first one. You can see the rat run. It's trampled quite badly there. And there's that little one I just shot. Took 2 goes, but I got him in the end. Turn the recording device on because I thought I saw a rat. I can't quite work out where it is. It's behind that fence. You can just about make its eye out and then runs away. So I'll go for another wander and catch one out in the open. This is much more like it. Never knew I was there. Caught him a nice shot to the head. A quick scan about. And spot a few more likely candidates. A little bit too far for my liking. Still getting used to the rifle at this point. Know what it can do. I know where 0 point is. It's a lot closer to these feeders. And just to show how many there are. If you're patient, they might come over to these feeders. And there's a dead one I shot. They obviously can't see it because it's pitch black. They know the food's there somewhere. There's spilt grain on the floor all over the place. The ducks are messy eaters. You trample on top of it and tip them over. This one's coming in. This is more like it. I know he's on 0 now. It pays to be patient. And yet more targets come into view. None of them seem to have settled. I'm in no rush. See that head movement? That's a miss for a wound right there. Much better to let them settle. That could be a quartering away shot possibly. A straight on head shot is much more preferable. Just like that. Of course the smack of the pellet connecting with the skull causes him to run for cover. And I go over to retrieve this one. Which was the first one I shot. And there's the second. Nice straight on head shot. Before I had a chance to eat too much of the chicken feed. Or duck food even. I spot this one coming at the back of a shed. and ducks into the undergrowth. So I go back to the feeder that I put against the rat run. They've got their heads in it. They must have thought it was their lucky day to find all that food there. It's only a handful really. That's enough for a rat. They duck under that fence to have a drink from the puddle. There we go. Stick your head up, son. Got to judge this just right, I think. Just like that. That's caused mass panic amongst the others. Doesn't seem to stop them wanting to feed. I think their belly gets the better of them. Once one of them gets shot, they all seem to run for cover. There he is. Another one for the rapid. I'll spot this one wandering in the field. He's bounding out again, coming towards those other feeders. As I said before, I set my firing positions up so I know exactly when I get to these particular markers. They'll be on range for the rats. This one's tempting me. Off he runs. There's a lot of activity here. You see them wandering around all the time. Sometimes you just have to sit and wait. I go around with my grabber. I pick the rats up and put them in a bucket as I go, just to tidy the area up. There's no way you're going to shoot that rat. Not sure if it's playing some sort of game here. It's interesting to watch the rativity, what they get up to overnight. You see the eyes reflecting the IR light, little headlamps. Even if you couldn't see the body, gives away the position of the head. And often makes it handy for a shot. As long as you've identified it's a rat to start with, not some of the livestock. That's not presenting any sort of shot. That one thinks it's a meerkat. I'm focusing on it. I've got a much better picture on the NS50 since I've taken off the IR blocker off the CCD, or the sensor or whatever it's called. Much brighter picture. I shall be doing another upgrade soon, hopefully, putting a better camera in my NS50. These rats aren't sitting around. I'm only going to get a shot at one, and I've got to make it count. Like that. On this occasion I reload and get a second opportunity and line up on him. Get ready to take the shot. Catch him with a full-on headshot. He probably thought he was too safe sitting next to his cover. Busy looking at his mate lay on the floor, wondering what's gone on. That's two rats on the ground. It's well worth the patience. Off for another run. Here's that puddle they drink at. They slot a pellet through the wire and drop him. They seem to manage to drink the most disgusting places, which you'll see in a minute. Drinking liquid out of there before I give him a headache. Back over to the other position again. When we see that an area is particularly active, we tend to visit more often during the course of an evening. You need to see the rats to shoot them, so wherever they're active, you'll get your best chances there. But not to be on this occasion, so we'll go for a wander, upturned trailer, whack another rat. We found a rather lucky pile of grain that I just happened to have put there earlier on. Only a handful, just enough to waylay them. Bit of helicopter tail there. Full on headshot. You can see where he was sat, he thought he was safe. As per usual, lots of movement in these nettles. Roll on winter, I say. Then things die back. Won't be so easy for them then. This one sticks his head out. Take him with a body shot. Sat on his back legs. Not sure what he was up to. I knocked him down fairly sweetly. A quick look about. Over towards where the fire is, which is there. That's where they'll all be ending up later. And back over to the nettles, which is just outside the superhighway. There he is. Look bigger on film. I think that might be a tawny owl, but I might be wrong. Nice to hear them at night. I didn't go there to listen to owls, I went there to do that to rats. I caught that one, nice and still, sticking his head out the nettles. Hastily focusing it in. You shoot them in all sorts of ranges here. It's usually 15 to 25 yards. It's wherever they pop up. There's some ducks in the hedge. And make sure you know what you're shooting at. They do roost in that hedge, but also the rats run around there too. A quick scan of them. Here's one I spotted earlier. This is a rabbit. You'll see his ears in a minute. There he is. I didn't even bother going anywhere near this one. Only ever shoot them here for the pot. They wasn't required on this occasion, so I just filmed him. I spot a rat. Head out the nettles again. And that was just to the left of the upturned trailer. I might have put a little bit of grain there, possibly. The chicken food. Got his attention. Caught him while I was scanning about. There he is. Super Mag's made a mess of his head. Here's another one. 177 pellet, doing a business yet again. Absolutely no need to go bigger than 177. You get precisely the same effect as if you'd used a 2.2 or maybe even a 2.5. A dead rat. Nothing wrong with that. A few nervous twitches. Big pool of blood. Another one who thought he was safe under the nettles. Here's another one. Sat by the nettles. Now he's laid down by the nettles. There's a bit of a kickabout. As per usual, I dragged him out into the field. Take a photo. I'll spot this eye sticking up out the ground. Take the shot. Probably the smallest rat of the night. The baby rats grow into big rats, so they all count. There he is. A lot of blood for a little rat, eh? Here's another one sticking his head out from behind the door. Pellet's gone straight through. Pick up the dust behind. See a few more rats run for cover. This one rather helpfully kicks about a bit. Kicks himself just through the doorway out into the open. Quite happy with that shot. There he is. Here's another one out in the field feeding. Nice big fat one. Probably poleaxed him with a good headshot from a 177. No more movement in the background. Starting to whittle away at this population of rats. There he is. It's quite a large one, that is. Probably one of the biggest ones of the night. An eye in a hedge. I already knew that was a rat. We watched it beforehand. There he is. Dropped him in the nettles. With a fat one. Another good headshot. Quickly reload. Put the safety back on again. Hardly move off this one. I spoke too soon. As per usual, delayed reaction and a bit of helicopter tail. But not a bad outing for the Rapid on its first maiden voyage. Quite a selection of rats. There's a rather large one. As you can see, it's pretty much filled the bucket up. Maybe a few more I could have fitted. There they all are, on the fire ready for incineration. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.